Hi everybody, this is the video on Math 1332, the 0132, the co-requisite part on Introduction to Percents. So if we look at this first problem, let's count how many squares we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 across, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 10 going down. 10 across, 10 down. If you count them all up, 10 times 10 is 100. So there are 100 squares. So we always say 100% is all of what we're talking about. So we have 100 squares, and 100% is all of something. So what percent is shaded? Well, we have 10 squares shaded, 10 squares shaded, and then 1, 2, 3. So 10, 10, and 3. 23 squares shaded out of 100. So this is how we would write it in fraction form. If we put 23 divided by 100 in our calculator, we would get 0.23. This is the answer in decimal form. And then if we multiply this by 100, we'd get 23 and put a percent sign. This is percent form. So all of these are the correct answer. What percent is shaded? 23 out of 100. 0.23 in decimal equivalent, and then 23%. So if they said percent, I would write down the percent answer. But 23 over 100 is equivalent to 0.23, which is equivalent to 23%. So what percent of the figure is not shaded? Well, if 23 are shaded, 100 minus 23 is 77. So 77 out of 100 is not shaded. So that's 77%. 77% is not shaded. Alrighty, let's move on. Okay, what percent of the figure is shaded? There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we're going to use the bottom as 10, that's total. There's 10 total. And then how many are shaded? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 out of 10 is shaded. If I put that in my calculator, I get 0.60. And if I multiply that by, this is the decimal equivalent, if I multiply that by 100, I get 60 and percent symbol, percent. So 60% is shaded in this problem. And moving on. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 total. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shaded in. 6 out of 8. If I put that into my calculator, 6 divided by 8, I get 0.75. If I multiply that by 100, I get 75% is shaded in. Okay. And if 75% is shaded in, not shaded would be 100% minus the 75%, which equals 25%, not shaded. You see, shaded and not shaded have to add up to 100%. Write the following as a percent. So we're going to do the same thing I've been doing. If we have a fraction, we put 39 divided by 100 in my calculator, and I get 0.39. This is the decimal equivalent, but we want percent. To get percent, you have to multiply the decimal equivalent by 100, and you get 39, and then you have to put the percent symbol. So 39 out of 100 is 39%. So let's do the same thing for this one. Here's the fraction. We put this in our calculator. So this is negative 0.08. So it's going to be a small number. I'm going to put that in my calculator. First, I'm going to put a fraction. Negative 0.08 divided by, I have no idea, was it 100? Let me go look real quick. By 100, yes. Divided by 100 is this equivalent to the decimal. So that's my decimal equivalent. So my decimal equivalent after I put that into the calculator is negative 0.0008. Now to find a percent, you still have to multiply it by 100. And one way you can do it is moving the decimal place 2 places to the right. But the equivalent decimal number is 0.08. When you multiply 0.0008 by 100, you get 0.08. And then don't forget to put the percent sign. You can have a decimal in a percent, but this is a percent number because it has a percent symbol. This is a decimal number because it doesn't have a percent symbol. When you divide a fraction, you get the decimal equivalent. When you multiply it by 100, the decimal equivalent, you get the percent symbol. 100 divided by 100 is 1. Is 1.0. That's the decimal equivalent. If I multiply that by 100, I get 100%. You see 100 shaded in out of 100 is all of it, 100%. Okay, let's try this one. 5 3/7 divided by 100. First, we're going to find the decimal equivalent. Then we're going to multiply it by 100, and we'll have the percent equivalent. 5 3/7. So on my calculator, I'm going to go to fraction, and we do need to do the mixed number. Do you see where is the mixed number is right above the fraction? It's in green. Second there. Five 3/7. Okay, so I'll have to type in 5 arrow over 3/7 divided by, and I want to arrow down till I divide by 100, and I get my oh, they changed that to a fraction. Well, I want to change it to a decimal. They changed the mixed number into a proper fraction. So now I want to get the decimal equivalent. Don't forget you have an FD button here, second FD, and it changes the fraction to a decimal. And there's my decimal equivalent. So let me write that down. I hope you guys are practicing this on your calculator as you're doing it. So my decimal equivalent that I got for this problem is 0.0542857. When I multiply it by 100, I get 5.42857. And I don't know how many decimal places they want. Let's say they want 2 decimal places. I look to the right at the third, so it's 5 or more, so I add 1. So the answer is 5.43%. You see, when you multiply it by 100, you now have a percent number. This is the decimal number. This is the percent answer. Okay. Okay, keep going. Let's interpret what we have here. 87% of the students receive financial aid. That means 87 out of every 100. 87% is 87 out of 100. Sales tax is 8.25%. So 8.25% in sales tax is charged for every $1 in sales, right? If you buy a candy bar for $1 at Walmart and you give them $1, they're going to say it's not enough. You have to pay $1.08 because the 8.25 sales tax. 4.5% of material went to waste. That means 4.5 out of every 100, 4.5 out of every 100 went to waste. Percent means this number out of 100. All righty. Let's go down here. Okay, so there's a couple of things we need to know in this. The word is in math means equal sign. The word of in math often means multiply. So is means equals, of means multiply. 100% of means multiply. 124 is, by the way, 100% means all of something. All of 124 is 124. Let's put this into our calculator. I know the answer is 124, but let's put it into our calculator. 100% of 124. 100, and we have a percent symbol on our calculator right here. That means go change it to percent, but this one at the top means percent. 100% of means times whatever number we're talking about. Did I say 24 yet? 124. 100% of 124 equals 124, right? All of 124 means 124. So you see, I put the percent symbol in there. Uh-oh, something happened here. Okay. So 100% of 124 is 124. 50% of 124 on our calculator, 50% of means multiply 124. When you put that in your calculator, make sure you type in the 50, the percent, the multiply, the 124, and we should get 62. Half, 50% of half. Half of 124 is 62. 50% of means multiply 124 equals 62. Okay. And then finally, 25% of 124. Let's put that in the calculator. I'm not going to go to it. I'll just do it. 25 second percent times 124 is 31. We said this was 62, and we said this was 124. So try these on your calculator to make sure you're seeing that correctly. By the way, this next, this test 3 that's coming, we're going to be doing, there's a lot of calculator used in it. Okay, so now we have to find the missing piece. And there's one more word we need to realize. What is the missing piece? What? And you can put an X. That's what we're trying to find. Is means equals 73% of means multiply, 950. So just put 73% times 950 on your calculator. 73% times 950 on my calculator. Oops. And X equals 693.5. So all we're doing is typing that into our calculator. Okay, so this is a little weird with the negative numbers here. So negative 342 is means equals, don't forget, is equals, of means multiply. Is, I'm going to put the negative numbers in parentheses, is negative 19% of means multiply what number of X. So our problem is negative 342 equals 19% times X. Okay, so we have to solve for X here. We need to get X by itself. What is the 19% doing to the X? It's multiplying. So I need to take it to the other side by doing the opposite. The opposite of multiplying by 19% is dividing by 19%. Dividing, oh, by the way, divide by a negative 19%. Because it's a negative 19%. What happens here is negative 19 divided by 19 is positive 1x. Another way of writing 1x is just x. So my answer is this right here, negative 342 divided by negative 19%. So I need to put that into my calculator. Hit the fraction button, negative 342 divided by negative 19%. And when I put that in my calculator, I get 1,800. So try putting this in your calculator. You should get a positive 1,800. Negative 342 divided by negative 19%. I went to fraction, negative 342. Then I arrowed down negative 19 with the percent symbol. And you got 1,800. Okay, so every time there's a what, instead of a question mark, I'm putting an X. What percent? So we know this is going to be a percent number because it says what percent. So I'm just putting a percent symbol above it just to know we're going to be using that. What percent of is multiply 85 is equals negative 59.5. Well, once again, I have X and I had times 85. I need X by itself on the same side as the equal sign. So I need to take the 85 to the other side. You have to ask yourself, what is 85 doing to this side or to the X? It's multiplying. The opposite of multiplying by 85 is dividing by 85. 85 divided by 85 is 1x. So I have to put this in my calculator. Negative 59.5 divided by 85. And I get negative 0.70. And really, your calculator says 0.7, but we take it to 2 decimal places. Do you see, when you divide 2 numbers, you get the decimal equivalent. So I need to change it to a percentage. To change it to a percentage, you multiply it by 100. Now it's negative 70%. When you divide 2 numbers on your calculator, you get a decimal equivalent. To change it to a percent, you multiply it by 100. 16 is what percent of 64? So in this next problem, 16 equals x times 64. Do you see 16? Then the word is what percent, so x is a percent number, of means multiply 64. Take the 64 to the other side. It's multiplying, so we're going to divide by 64. And 16 divided by 64 on my calculator. 16 divided by 64. I get 0.25 equals x. But that, once again, when you divide numbers, you get the decimal equivalent. We want to know what percent, so you have to multiply that number by 100. 0.25 times 100 is 25%. 16 is 25% of 64. Okay. Uh-oh, what happened? Okay, let's do number 11. 135% of 8,000 is what number? So we don't have to take anything to the other side because the x is by itself. We just have to put that in our calculator. Don't forget the percent symbol. 135% times 8,000. Now, remember, 100% is all of 8,000. 135 is more than all of it. So you should get a number larger than 8,000, and I do. I get 10,800. 135% times 8,000 equals 10,800. And number 7 is done the same way. Just multiply those two together. Wait, oh no, it's not. It's a little different. By the way, that's the last one. So let's do this one. Negative 7 Once again, the word is equals to 350% of what number? So we're just looking for the number. I need to take the 350% to the other side. It's multiplying here, so I have to divide by 350%. So I'm going to divide by 350% here. That turns into 1. X equals, on my calculator, I hit fraction, -7 on top, 350 with the percent symbol on the bottom, and my answer is -2. -7 is 350% of -2. All right. I hope this video helped. Let me know if you have any questions.